Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hey, welcome back everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Muse Jester, my name is Junior. We are going to look at Masters of the Universe figures. There's two of them. One is this one, the Turtles of Grayskull Hordak. I am not interested in this line a little bit, but when I saw the reviews on Hordak, I actually kind of liked what they were doing, so we're going to take a look at that. And also we're going to take a look at She-ra from the 40th anniversary of She-ra cartoon collection. One of the things I wanted to note was, thank goodness Mattel is kind of paying attention to these figures and fixing some of the problems that has occurred. One of them being this flimsy paper backing that they've had. I am not a collector of these containers, but I mean, so I don't really care, but I would assume people would. This is the original one. This is what the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection used to have, and look at the card backing now. Much more stiffer. It's definitely thicker. Look at that. Doesn't even have any kind of resistance, the other one. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look in the back. That's She-ra with a shield and the sword. I've already reviewed these two. And this guy, I'm not going to get anything else from this line, but I do want to see Hordak. I'm going to open up Hordak first because I just wanted to see it. I'm not even sure if I'm going to display him with my cartoon collection line, but it really is such a cool figure. So let's check and see what's going on here. You put She-ra off to the side. Okay, so there's the wings. There's Hordak. Got a mini comic. Oops, I just ripped it. The instructional pamphlet of what's removable. Okay, not needed. I'm gonna keep that on the final editing. I just ripped him apart and he just ripped apart. But I wasn't even concerned that I was tearing him apart because these are solidly built, which is kind of interesting that I'm holding this one. Oh my god, it feels different than, okay, I'll do that later. But anyway, I don't really care that it was falling apart because these are usually solidly built, so you can always just put it together. That's one of the things that's kind of interesting about this line, even though I wasn't really that interested in it, but definitely that's one of the play factor that was interesting about it, because you wouldn't be too scared that you're doing irreparable harm to these things. He just completely fell apart. All right, so this one, look at this. This is just so the plastic is like low quality, but the design is so well done. Not, I mean, I'm not low quality. It's not like this line. It's not a premium line that you would like be very careful in handling. Like in when I was handling what was I handling recently, that was, I was careful with the joints and everything. I don't even care about this one. The joints. So that less intense, I think it was a Hot Toy. Oh, the in art, yeah, the in art Superman BVS. I was so careful with the joints in that one because that's like $500 compared to this one's like $15. So that handling that kind of a toy is kind of stressful, and this one is not. There's no stress in this thing. This is just pure fun. And sometimes sometimes you just want to play with your things and just not play, But when you're handling them, you want to have that play factor so you're not scared, you know? At least it is for my point. So, and look at this. This guy looks so awesome. Even though I'm not into the Turtles line, it's just, I just wanted to get him because look at that face. Ah, Hordak. But the reason why I'm not into, let me remove this because it's adding fake weight to it. The reason why I'm not into I was never into the Origins is because just the look of it. Look at how much more different it is from the regular cartoon collection. The chest is not as wide, and then of course the knees, you can straighten it out. Like this one is always going to be hunching, which I never liked. But also, as I was trying to think, it feels like this is lighter than this. Probably not, but it just felt like it. Now, even though this one did not have like a rocket firing function, it's still pretty cool, I think. The design of this one just like completely blows me away. So I can't wait until they have Hordak on pre-order because I really do want that. And one of the reasons why I bought this was I was thinking maybe I can swap out the armor and put it on that figure because it's completely swappable, right? So technically it should swap in with the rest of these guys. Let's see, even though this guy has a narrow chest, I didn't want to have to do this. I have two of these He-Man. I can't remember the circumstances why I bought two of them, but I did. Look at that. It's kind of hard to... It's the same joint. Am I doing that right? I don't think so. Oh, no, I'm not doing that right. Oh, the joint on the neck is slightly different. You see that? It's more straighter. This is more angled. Would that make that big of a difference? Oh yeah, look. It has a lot more protrusion than this one. That's why I'm having such a hard time putting this on. I'm sure it's possible. It's just, it's not a lot of places to put your hand in so you can push it down. But no, I wasn't even going to use that. What I wanted to do is this. Okay, so his head won't go in because there's just way too much armor in the middle. But maybe I can just, I don't really need that. I present to you Horman. Horman. I am Horman. Hordak. You know, Hordak, Horman. So the only, I mean, I keep wanting to twist these biceps out, but it's not gonna work. It's kind of that's kind of interesting. So even though what do you call these, side lats or whatever? I can't remember. This body is less narrow. It's more narrower than this one. The armor actually lays pretty good in terms of how it fits the shoulders. So that must mean the shoulder is about the same width. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Interesting. Well, that's my little foray on that. Let's put this aside and put them together so that we can say adieu to Hordak and we can go on to the Princess of Power. I just wanted to do this, look at this really quickly, since I did pay for him. and get him somehow. He'll be okay in the background of my Eternia playset. So let's go on to, oh, and then let's look at the comics in that one really quickly. This one, oh, this is definitely a different artist. Has a different style. All right, let's look at She-ra. Oh, the thing popped up anyway. No, look at that. Oh, super clean. The whole thing just popped out. And I'm not gonna be keeping this. But anyway, so this is definitely the same artist as the one from the regular He-Man one, and like I said, this is different artist from this one. I can just tell by the faces. Yep. Okay. She-ra, She-ra, She-ra. Now with her, let's not be as violent as we were with Hordak. Oh, unfortunately, her power sword is bent. So She-ra makes 3 female characters, I believe, because we already have Tila and Evelyn. I think we're getting Katra soon. Do we have sorcerers? We don't have sorcerers in this one, do we? I don't know. That is a good looking She-ra. Much, much better, I think, than in the Origins line. Actually, honestly, I think this is even a better sculpt than the Masterverse She-ra. This is just like the cartoon. I really like that. Let's see, where is the cut? Let me pause. Let me get the other 2 females and the She-ra from the Masterverse line. Alright, so one of the things I've kind of had to acknowledge when I was reviewing my 1989 Batmobile from Jazz Inc. was sometimes a product is so good that you need to do the comparison from other figures, because you're able to kind of identify why you feel like it's good. I know it's kind of here for me to say. It's just I can't seem to. I know it's good. It's just much harder. It's easier to identify why it's good when you start doing comparisons. So here are the other 2 females from the cartoon collection, and what's really making this stand out, not from these 2, but from anything else I've seen, is the face. So I kind of identify it with what's happening with Marvel Legends, where the base body has very basic paint applications, but your eye just goes towards the face because the face is beautiful, the way they painted it and everything, and it translates here with the cartoon collection. Like, let me do a close-up really quick, okay? All right, this is the close up. So I want to point out what's going on with Tila, specifically around the eyes. Now, compared to what's going on with She-ra, so Tila seems to have a smaller set of eyes, but it seems to have more definition than with Tila. I mean, with She-ra. Like the eyes seem more proportionate to the head on Tila. It's more realistic, while She-ra has more of a anime larger sized eyes. I didn't even notice there's some sort of pinkish eyeliner. I can only see that through the camera. That's pretty cool. Then you have a blush with the She-ra, as you can kind of see in the camera. I can hardly tell that in person. So it looks like She-ra has a more complex. I mean, not She-ra. She-ra and Tila. Tila has a more complicated paint application than She-ra, but then I'm amazed that they actually put a pink blush and or pink whatever eyeliner. So I think Tila has a more realistic paint application than She-ra. Then let's do a comparison of the Massiverse and the collection. I mean the cartoon collection. Look at that. My eye is just going straight to the cartoon collection. I am more impressed with than the one from the Massiverse. It's almost the same scale too. Now it's kind of unfair to bring in the sorceress because um, she has a more basic paint application, but it still looks pretty good. And then I remember a YouTuber saying that you can remove this from the sorceress. And then Tila looks like you can remove the top, but She-ra is all sculpted into one, and then the skirt is probably removable. No, yeah, it is. Look at that. So yeah, so it's definitely sculpted into one. So it's kind of interesting the way they did Evelyn here with the. This is actually kind of hard to put up. Like this thing is removable. Um, but look at how seamlessly it melts into the body. So it's kind of a shame they didn't do that with She-ra. Not a shame. It's just kind of weird that they did it on. Maybe it's because this one ends here and Evelyn you can, but they didn't do that with Tila. Where this one it's all plastic and this is kind of rubbery. So that's kind of cool. But I think they did a really good job on the transition from this material to the body. As you can see, you really can't even tell. I couldn't even tell until I took her apart. I wasn't entirely sure that's what they did. They had to have done it that way, where this is just a separate piece. But really well done. Like see, you couldn't even see the transition from here to here. It's like a small lip, but it's pretty well done. Articulation, no changes. Everything's the same. It does all the job it needs to do. I will say the hands actually goes in and out on that side. Oh, and then goes up and down on this side. So that's pretty cool. So she can raise the sword up and hold it in her hand, which I need to do any. Whoa! This is gotta be the most flimsiest sword or the flimsiest accessory at all. Like this thing, it's kind of scary because it feels like it's gonna break. Like any more tension, especially like this part where it goes thin, that's gonna snap. I'm almost positive. So she's gonna hold that and she'll never let go. Oh, so she doesn't have anything to put it on her back anyway. I think she does this on her opening, right? She-ra. No, I don't like that. I think I'll pose her like this, the way I pose my Mondo, with a hand like that. Ah, man, what are all these interruptions, honestly? So I think I'm gonna pose her like this. This is how I pose my Mondo. Oh, the hair restricts her, the movement of her head. It's kind of interesting. Oh, she's separated on her waist. Eesh. I really shouldn't be afraid pulling this off. It's meant to be pulled off. But I just wanted to look at that. Look at how they designed her cape. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. So that's kind of cool. Like completely hugs the body. So that's pretty cool. The only thing is like this hair completely kills any articulation on the head. And man, that is like really hard to put back in. You can twist the head a little bit like that. Definitely no up and downs. So I'm gonna have her pose like this. This is basically simulating the pose that the artist from Mondo did. I don't know where he got that idea from, but it looks really cool. And this is how I posed my Mondo 1/6 scale She-ra as well. It is kind of a shame you can't really lift her head a little bit, but to look at the sword, but it's cool. This sword is so flimsy. That's the only negative I can think of with this particular toy. Like I said, where it meets right here, the thick roundness of this handle to this bends so easily. I guess I'm kind of glad this is rubbery and it might protect it from breaking, but it really looks awful as much as you try to straighten it up. Trying to make it look natural at least, because I can kind of see. Yeah. But look at that. That is cool. These three women's of power. I'm going to call them the mistresses of the universe. Look at that. It's got attitude. Look at that. Can you believe that a $17 toy is able to have that much of a pose attitude? That's why I'm so happy with this line. It basically does everything that I want. It's got good faces, good portraits. It's got a good set of articulation to make it have that kind of an attitude, which you couldn't get on the Origins line. And it's very colorful, and it's very close to what you got on the cartoons. It's like an almost, and it's cheap. Well, you know, $17 at this point is kind of, I guess we have to say, cheap compared to the other toy lines. But yeah, this is, so I would always say that the GI Joe collections classifieds right now is the top of the 1/12 scale toy figure line, because of what it's doing. But this is a close second. Close second, or maybe equal to it, because this is actually getting closer and closer to the cartoons. That yeah, your classifieds is still its own thing, but we'll talk about that some more, because the next review is going to be about GI Joe classifieds. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys again soon. And before I go, a really quick look at her shield, which I forgot, and that's all it is. Bye.